Welcome back to Finding the Spirit Within. This is lesson 38. My name is Diann Henry. This is my brother, Steve Henry. He is the guide. Hello.
Hey there, how's it going again? Now, first thing first, you know you're gonna get one of these. I found out my math was upside down the last time we talked. You got me messed
I
up.
thought you was trying to be cool.
Well, but you see, no, but see, the camera over here and the little picture over there. With a little picture, I'm over there. I'll be over there. I either be with you here or there, and I can't hardly see that little one. No way. I don't know. But you will get beat for that. I ask you every time, and I'm right because I don't keep up with that. But anyway, let's get back to the story. Where do we stop at? We were talking about, everything, the foundation. And it's just the foundation that works. It grows from away from the foundation. It stays. Remember now, everything you see outside, it comes from inside. It's got a match. You know what I'm saying? 2 + 2 = 4. When it's out there, it had to be brought from the inside, and it couldn't be seen. Yeah. The numbers had to be brought from on the inside. They're in everything, but you can't see them until you find them on the inside. Somebody brought them out there. Somebody brought the addition after that. Somebody brought a subtraction, and not 12. It's brought all kinds of things. They're still adding on. But you got to start out with them first 12 to get to run and start. And every time you go in math, where you hadn't been, you be going further and further in it, right? Mm-hmm. If you keep on going until you see the light where it's coming from, you ain't got to go that way no more, right? Every time you see it, you know the problem, right?
Right.
If you stop anywhere without going through it, what happens?
Stay there.
Then you come back. I'm just showing you that same from 1 to 12. That kept recycling. It keeps showing up, going round and around the circle like the doctrine. That's why I can't never stop. You just keep going. That's what doctrine do. They don't never stop. It's like the alphabet. Somebody brought the alphabet. All right. Then another would take the A-E-I-O-U out of it because he had the alphabet in, right? Mm-hmm. And then the person who brought the alphabet, he turned that A-E-I-O-U and alphabet into T-T-T-T-2 and sometimes Y. Right? You with me?
Okay.
So that makes third step. Other words, they keep going, repeat. It's only the alphabet be doing all the things. When you're reading it right down, when you go where you hadn't been, you're going further down the alphabet tongue, right? Mm-hmm. If you go all the way down to it opens up, you can see it there. And you don't learn nothing, you practice it. It's like swimming. Every time you go, you practice more and more. Every time you go, you're getting closer to that light. And if you don't ever get in the water, how do you think you ever get it?
Probably not.
You ain't gonna be if you got it because you have to work your way to it. You have to get brighter and brighter and brighter. If you don't crawl by trying to first, you ever gonna crawl?
No.
If you don't walk by trying to first, you ever gonna walk?
No.
So if you ever gonna do anything, you don't try to do it first.
Mm-mm.
And anything that you can do, it can't count in history if you do it out in the world. How? The things of the world is their own things. You got to do it inside and bring it out in the world to add to it. You can't add the alphabet, vowels, and nouns. You got to add your thing in that character at the other end. Each one of those Christ doctrines, those the 144,000, those are where they all come out, and they just keep repeating itself. Everything is in its own seed. You can't make nothing happen. The seeds are these things that I'm showing you, that you see that I'm showing you how they got them backwards outside. And the people who got it the dead opposite, that's the only one you can show. Because you can see from where you are to where he is. He way back there. Coming. That means, you got to go back there. You can't show him right now. And you can't show him nothing you don't see. So when you put the seed in the ground like it's to support this way, right? It's got its own life because all the things are already inside of it. If you're looking for something, how are you going to find it? Because it's something that you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Because that's why you're looking for it, right?
Yeah.
Can you possibly find it? and be looking for it?
Nope.
Because you already believe you got something, you can't use it. Ain't nothing move or change. You got to move through it. You hold on to number 4 till it turn to something. You think that's gonna ever happen?
Nope.
Okay, but if you don't hold on to nothing and something happen anywhere, are you?
Yep.
But anytime you grab hold of one single item, what happened to that freeway of love in a pink Cadillac? Grinds to a what?
Stop.
Then you're going through your barren years, you know how you go through after that vow now. So when you see the thing, that's because you're on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you stop and go out there and get you a job. So you can get you do that. And then play football so you can have you something to do other than what God put inside. And then you go through that little phase and the window closed, then you go there in the factory and you go to wait and you go to thinking back. Now, you know how you can be coming up. Now I'm seeing the same thing every week, every month. And something be calling you back inside. Then all of a sudden, you spot the old con man out there, or woman, whoever. Hey, with the book in your hand, I heard you in need of something. And there you go, can't go nowhere. What you got? and then he holler, and the streets are paved with gold. All you got to do is believe it. Come. If you believe it, it's yours. You keep them tires paid. You know, they fall for that. Listen, every person got their own thing. Anybody bringing you somebody else's thing, that ought to tell you that's some bull. How can you see somebody else's stuff that's not on the inside of you?
Okay.
How can I show you where Jesus is inside of you? I can show you what I use inside of here. But how can I show you what you use? My point is to you to get straight to you. Now, remember, I was telling you, it's gonna seem like nothing at first, because you're not originating. It seems like nothing. Now, from that face mask to where you sitting right now, step by step, can't nothing extra be in it. It's inside of you. You ain't got to remember it. You sit down with a pencil paper. It's in there. Where's it gonna go? Now, how can I possibly know what it is? You don't want to do that. You want to pass by that, right? Look at the graph, the temple.
The which one?
The temple. You see the little dark things at the bottom down there? So you got to show that one to hold that right there. Because you the one got the thing. You got to leave the paper behind you for the copy, because everything got to be, the copy is taken outside. The real things are the ones inside. The outside is the fake. All the things you see out there, they had to come out in the steps. The people are inside the cloud with them. We spiritual beings. We passing through the world. See, you see the people out there now tearing the place apart, saying that get out of our, ain't nobody got no damn country. We passing through here. They don't know it. They've been taught that by the ones promising the streets of gold, and it's that time. They was telling you you were gonna have to leave, right? At some point to go to somewhere else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said you can't take nothing with you, right?
Right.
And there ain't one thing outside of your skin you can bring in this spot, but me and you sitting in.
Can't.
That's impossible. Can't nothing come in. You can't bring nothing out of no other window inside of you. Where me and you sit, you can't go bring your set of numbers in here. You can't bring your conversations with nothing inside here. How? We're in a window inside of you. Ain't nobody gonna never be him but me. So when you get in the graveyard, yeah, you know where to go, don't you? Where is the spot located, Diann?
Inside.
Okay. Everything you found inside, the numbers, the colors, all those things, where are they located? Did you put them there?
No.
You think anyone put them inside of themselves?
No.
They're inside of, you think they're not inside of anybody?
No.
Think about it. Can any of them change?
No.
The things are in there. I can take you with me and move all over all of it. But it's only going to be that way when you where?
Inside.
Inside of this spot. Only me and you is in this spot. Ain't no me, you, and nobody else in the world. It don't work like that. Now, everyone can see that. You don't see how when you see the people out in the world, I don't care what they do. You can be a preacher or anything. If you do a football player, when they go, they have fans behind them everywhere they go.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody to do something. If you don't do nothing, you're going to have fans.
Rather not.
But you're doing this thing here now. You have other fans in creation.
Yeah.
Well, how else they going to get, it's like the numbers. If you got the numbers and ain't none of them do, they in your winner, how they going to find them? Do you think it stopped with what you see here?
No.
You think any of them see what's going on right here?
No.
But if they see it on TV, they'll see it from their perspective. Hey, right? I do it all the time. I've been doing this my whole life. It's just my family members say it. Because see, I can't show you how to do what I do. I have to do what I do. I can show you how to do something from what I do. But it has to start from the beginning, right? You can't start with the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can
Right.
start with the 1, 2. Every time you got to start up from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's there, you got to go up it. It's a foundation. And as long as you run down that trail, you go all the way to the end. It's always open up. It's light. That's the light the Bible talks about, lighting up. You have to light it up from inside of yourself. You can't light it up inside of, In other words, when you go into numbers, they open up. You may not know what to call it in the gazillions, but you can count. It's 999,006 because you can count, right? Once you can count, you got to remember it anymore?
No.
When you get the word open up, you got to always remember it, right?
Yep.
If you don't, that's why I say you have to pick up your cross daily. Your thing is, if that's what he done, you had to do what he done back then. You can't do what he done down here. You know that, right? How is it impossible? Anything that he said, where it had expanded to here, it's still valid, just like the one. It can't be said and done no more without him being said. It's added to it. The one come from back there, but we down here at the 21st. You see what I'm saying? So everybody did the things in that trail. It's the spirit. You don't do nothing out in the world. How can you do something out there? You're going around in Frankenstein monsters. Everybody, that's what you got to be, right? Because you're 24 hours in each day. You're supposed to be inside of you 24 hours a day because that's the only place you can be. You got your mind out there to the devil. You inside of you. You can't see out there right now from this spot. How? You have to move away from this spot to see anything out there, right? Okay, now you move away from the spot and the spot going on. When you come back, you're supposed to know what's happening.
Oh.
Okay, now if you had to make up something, is there any way you can make up and keep up with everything in creation?
No.
It's got to be there, right? Because you got to go through the thing. Because it's only them 12. What would you call them? Individual things. Entities that make the numbers. The 10 numbers and the period and the dot. But them same ones move through everything in creation. They're already there, right? So because all of it is a part of the body is inside of you. So when you outside of you looking for you something, you I don't know how to say it. How can you be outside of you? If you spend your time inside of you, where you gonna be? Anytime you practicing something, you're gonna get good at it. I don't care what it is, whether you intend to or not. And you know that, and I know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all the things you don't practice, you can't do. You know that, and I know it too, right?
Okay.
So anytime you say you want to do something and you ain't practicing all you got in you, and you know that, will you be telling the truth or telling a lie? Now you're speaking to yourself now, because you can't speak to nobody but you when you don't know, you know. Will you be telling yourself, brainwashing yourself into a lie? Now you know that if you practice, you're gonna get good. And you also know that if you don't practice, you can't do it. And you say you want it and you ain't practicing. Are you presenting to yourself the truth, or presenting inside of your own self by yourself a lie?
That would be a lie. But what's the truth is you got 2 minutes to wrap up.
Yeah, you know what? I got 2 of these too. Don't forget.
Come on. You keep talking. I want to get to work. Get to work.
Don't worry. It gets you into the inside. There's gonna be some ass kicking going on. You know,
You're right. You're right.
Diann, this is something you can do in 5 minutes. But you know, to anybody down the road, it's a million years from now. But the children, because see, the children inside of themselves, just the doctrines. Doctrines, the ones you know in the gospel of Christ. How you gonna let somebody teach them over 10 years when you can teach them? Hey, that's why my mom and my thing. Because all the things her and my dad talked to me about everything. Everything with true is there, and almost everything is. In that thing, because that's my house, you know, and ain't nobody in their place in there, you know, because they're the place. Everybody got a house inside of it. Yeah, everything is inside of you, right? But if you don't know it, what good it's gonna do? What would I look like being here showing you something you know already? Would that make sense?
No.
Okay, so and it say and the thing say you tell the tree by the fruit it bear. Is that bad fruit you got to believe, or you know them inside of you?
Pretty bad fruit.
Well, anyway, I see you give me the eye.
Oh yeah, I'm getting it ready. You might as well get your mouth closed up.
We got our verse down, right?
Yeah, it's a Luke 8.
Luke 8, okay, well. Oh, one other thing. When you say 30 something, I must have missed something. Oh, you ain't put them on the thing yet. Yeah, I forgot. That's what happened.
Okay, bye-bye.
Please.
Chapter 8. And it came to pass afterward that he went throughout every city and village, preaching and showing the glad tidings of the kingdom of God. And the 12 were with him, and certain women which had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities. Mary called Magdalene, out of whom went 7 devils, and Joanna the wife of Chuza, Herod's steward, and Susanna, and many others which ministered unto him out of their substance. And when much people were gathered together, and were come to him out of every city, he spake by a parable. A sower went out to sow his seed. And as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and it was trodden down, and the fowls of the air devoured it. And some fell upon a rock, and as soon as it was sprung up, it withered away, because it lacked moisture. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up with it and choked it. And other fell on good ground, and sprang up and bare fruit 100-fold. And when he had said these things, he cried, He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And his disciples asked him, saying, What might this parable be? And he said, Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand. Now the parable is this. The seed is the word of God. Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then cometh the devil, and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved. They on the rock are they, which when they hear, receive the word with joy, and these have no root, which for a while believe, and in time of temptation fall away. And that which fell among thorns are they, which when they have heard, go forth and are choked with cares and riches and the pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. But that on the good ground are they, which in an honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it, and bring forth fruit with patience. No man, when he hath lighted a candle, covereth it with a vessel, or putteth it under a bed, but setteth it on a candlestick, that they which enter in may see the light. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Take heed therefore how ye hear, for whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he seemeth to have. Then came to him his mother and his brethren, and could not come at him for the press. And it was told him by certain which said, Thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to see thee. And he answered and said unto them, My mother and my brethren are these which hear the word of God, and do it. Now it came to pass on a certain day, that he went into a ship with his disciples, and he said unto them, Let us go over unto the other side of the lake. And they launched forth. But as they sailed, he fell asleep, and there came down a storm of wind on the lake, and they were filled with water, and were in jeopardy. And they came to him, and awoke him, saying, Master, Master, we perish. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the raging of the water, and they ceased, and there was a calm. And he said unto them, Where is your faith? And they, being afraid, wondered, saying one to another, What manner of man is this? For he commandeth even the winds and water, and they obey him. And they arrived at the country of the Gadarenes, which is over against Galilee. And when he went forth to land, there met him out of the city a certain man, which had devils a long time, and wear no clothes, neither abode in any house, but in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he cried out, and fell down before him, and with a loud voice said, What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God Most High? I beseech thee, torment me not. For he had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man, for oftentimes it had caught him. And he was kept bound with chains and in fetters, and he brake the bands, and was driven of the devil into the wilderness. And Jesus asked him, saying, What is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many devils were entered into him. And they besought him that he would not command them to go into the deep. And there was there an herd of many swine feeding on the mountain. And they besought him that he would suffer them to enter into them. And he suffered them. Then went the devils out of the man, and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the lake, and were choked. When they that fed them saw what was done, they fled, and went and told it in the city and in the country. Then they went out to see what was done, and came to Jesus, and found the man, out of whom the devils were departed, sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed and in his right mind. And they were afraid. They also which saw it told them by what means he that was possessed of the devils was healed. Then the whole multitude of the country of the Gadarenes round about besought him to depart from them, for they were taken with great fear. And he went up into the ship and returned back again. Now the man out of whom the devils were departed besought him that he might be with him. But Jesus sent him away, saying, Return to thine own house, and show how great things God hath done unto thee. And he went his way and published throughout the whole city how great things Jesus had done unto him. And it came to pass that when Jesus was returned, the people gladly received him, for they were all waiting for him. And behold, there came a man named Jairus, and he was a ruler of the synagogue. And he fell down at Jesus' feet and besought him that he would come into his house. For he had one only daughter, about 12 years of age, and she lay a-dying. But as he went, the people thronged him. And a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any, came behind him, and touched the border of his garment, and immediately her issue of blood stanched. And Jesus said, Who touched me? When all denied, Peter and they that were with him said, Master, the multitude throng thee and press thee, and sayest thou, Who touched me? And Jesus said, Somebody hath touched me, for I perceive that virtue is gone out of me. And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling, and falling down before him, she declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. And he said unto her, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace. While he yet spake, there cometh one from the ruler of the synagogue's house, saying to him, Thy daughter is dead. Trouble not the master. But when Jesus heard it, he answered him, saying, Fear not. Believe only, and she shall be made whole. And when he came into the house, he suffered no man to go in, save Peter and James and John, and the father and the mother of the maiden. And all wept and bewailed her. But he said, Weep not, she is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn, knowing that she was dead. And he put them all out, and took her by the hand, and called, saying, Maid, arise. And her spirit came again, and she arose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat. And her parents were astonished, but he charged them that they should tell no man what was done.
Okay, have a good one.